I'm going to be showing you a hip carry. I'm using a base -2. To start, I'm going to find that middle marker, place it on my body, and I'm going to go about half of my body, so from the middle of my back to the middle of my front, and then I'm going to place that new spot on my hip. The fabric that is behind me is going to go around my body and then up and over my opposite shoulder. This is going to be the longer side of the fabric. I'm going to just go through this fabric to make sure that it is all laying nicely on my shoulder and it isn't getting all bunched up. Now I'm going to take this shorter piece of fabric and it is going to go over the longer piece of fabric that is hanging down from my shoulder. That longer piece is going to get flipped back up over my shoulder, trying to not bunch, and I'm going to just do a half knot in front of me. Then I'm going to bring my baby or toddler's legs into that fabric. Do remember that it's not fully tightened and knotted down, so don't let all of your little one's weight rest on it. If you have used a ring sling before, this is going to be very similar with how you get that seat. You could either focus on getting a deeper seat at this time, or you can go ahead and get some of that fabric up and start tightening through first. When tightening with a woven wrap or any long piece of fabric, you are going to want to go through and do this in sections. Before I finish tightening through here, I am going to get a little better seat now that he's more secure. One way to do this is to reach in between you and get that fabric up towards their belly button. This can make it a little more confusing. You're going to take that fabric and you're sort of shimmying it upwards towards their belly button, but keeping it knee to knee. Now that that nice deep seat is there, I can go through piece by piece on this fabric and tighten it. One reason I tend to do voiceovers is because my little one wants to be talked to and played with. So as you can see here, little ones can get a bit wiggly and try to make it a little more challenging for you. Talking to them can be one way to kind of keep them a little bit calmer, but it also is great for bonding, of course. Now, all of this time when I'm tightening this front part of the fabric, I am securing that back piece as well. Because I have a shorter piece of fabric, a base -2, I'm going to go ahead and tie here under the bum. You could also cross under the bum and then take those two pieces of fabric and pull them back under the legs and tie in the back, or bring it again to the front and tie there. It is just going to depend on how long your fabric is. So here we're going to do a double knot. I'm going to then show how to nurse, which I'm going to sort of shimmy that fabric down, loosening it, and then double knot again. This is something you only want to do if you're going to be actively nursing. And of course, as soon as you're finished nursing, you'll always tighten it back up and get them back into a position where they are high enough to kiss easily on the top of the head, and it's also nice and secure and there's no slack like you see here. Now, I personally like to raise that fabric up to the base of the neck. This helps to support them. I am using a zippered nursing shirt here. This isn't honestly my personal favorite. You do have to use both hands a lot more and it can be a little more tricky. If you are first starting to nurse, you might find that it is easier to start with something that has high lift up access or can easily pull down. Now that my little one is latched and nursing, I am going to go through and tighten. And I'm going to go again piece by piece through, and I'm just going to make sure it's nice and supportive all throughout the wrap. Then I'm going to go ahead and retighten under the bottom. Quickly, some tips for when you are nursing. Realize it's going to take some time and some practice. If your little one is very new, you might keep it loose and just have one hand fully on them the entire time. This can also help if you have a larger chest. Let me know what you want to see next, and I hope you have a great day.